Yep, what it do, squad? It's your boy Geek Samurai, and welcome back to another episode of Geek Samurai TV. Now, on this episode, I want to talk about the movie that had no freaking trailers, that had no marketing, that had no advertising. And that movie is Deathstroke from Warner Brothers Animation. Now, this movie was impeccable. Now, if you have seen Mortal Kombat Legacy, Scorpion's Revenge, I'm telling you, you're going to love Deathstroke, man. I think it's from the same company, Warner Brothers Animation, who did that Mortal Kombat. They put their foot into this animation, man. Deathstroke is one of my favorite villains that I love from Batman's Gallery. I have the comic books when it was Batman versus Deathstroke. That little mini series, that little mini run, I love that so much. To have, because, you know, me on the Marvel side, I'm a big Deadpool fan. Wade W. Wilson was always my favorite anti-hero. My hero was always Thor. And then, you know, Black Panther. That's the king of everything for me. But to have Wade Winston Wilson, he was created as a copycat, per se, to Deathstroke, DC's Deathstroke. Now, Deathstroke, he's the Terminator of freaking DC. He is. He has the hand-to-hand combat. He has the arsenal to hold a firearm, whether it's an assault rifle or a sniper. He's great with a double-bladed katana, just as Deadpool. And I think he is the only one that can physically go toe-to-toe with Batman on every scale, as far as wits, as far as physique, as far as athleticism, as far as fighting technique, as far as gadgets. Deathstroke embodies all of that. Now, you know, over the years, Deathstroke has been animated like, you know, to be like a funny hee-hee-ha-ha villain because he's in the Teen Titans. He adopts Tara as his daughter, who goes into Teen Titans, and she's like a double agent. She goes in and she befriends the Teen Titans. She wants to become a Titan, but she's spying for Deathstroke. Deathstroke wants to take out the Teen Titans from the inside. And they even advertise or tease that in that Titans TV show that was on DC Universe. Rest in peace to DC Universe, because HBO Max just killed y'all. All y'all shows is leaving DC Universe and going over to HBO Max. That new Harley Quinn season, that's going to HBO Max next. Swamp Thing is gone. Doom Patrol's already on HBO Max. So rest in peace to DC Universe. Anyway, Deathstroke. Now this movie is talking about 10 years ago. So it was aka the super assassin, aka the Terminator, called Deathstroke, made a tragic mistake, and his wife and son paid a terrible price. Now, if y'all haven't seen this movie, do not click on this video because I'm spoiling the bitch out of it. Spoiler alert. So Deathstroke went on a mission. He was overseas. He was camped out on an island to take out whatever. First of all, he was hosted by the army. He was in the army. He volunteered to be put into a project, just like Captain America, Steve Rogers volunteered to become the super soldier. Deathstroke did the same thing. Now, in the TV show Arrow, they called it the Mirakuru. That was what he was given to have healing factors, and he's immortal. He can live as long as he wants. He can still die. He's not immortal. He can still die, but his healing factor makes him live out a long, long time. So he's in the army, and he decided to, you know, be used as a freaking guinea pig, a test dummy, test subject, to go into this. So now he gets the injection. His body starts to change. In the actual movie, he looks like he's turning purple, and his eyes just get bloodshot red. He gets these powers, and then he goes on a mission to take out, I guess, a group called Hive, or they used to be called Hive, or just one of the special ops missions that he goes on. Takes him out. He falls in love with this random woman on the beach. He just meets her at like a restaurant or a bar or something. Falls in love with her. Has sex with her. Knocks her up and did not know. Leaves her the next morning. She wakes up, he's gone. So she has to raise this daughter. He has a daughter. He has to raise her. Her name is Rose. He has to raise her. She has to raise her on her own because Deathstroke left that. Because he has a love interest in another woman who's played by, her name is Addie. Her nickname is Addie, but her name is Adeline Kane Wilson, who's married to Deathstroke. Played by Sasha Alexander, who I thought was amazing because she was badass in this movie. Well, anyway, they have a son named Joseph. Later on, he becomes Jericho, and we're going to talk about that further. But she loves this man so much. So when Deathstroke told her about his affair, that he cheated with another woman, she didn't think nothing of it. Oh, he cheated. Okay, but I still love him. I'm going to stick by my man. Whatever. He goes years, 10 years to be exact, without telling her that the project, when the army used him as a project, he never told her that it actually was a success. He probably just like happy-go-lucky told her, okay, it didn't work out. I don't feel nothing. I still feel the same. Never told her that he becomes Deathstroke, a hit for hire. In Marvel, you know, they have heroes for hire. In Iron Fist and freaking Luke Cage. But in DC, he's the assassin. This guy is hired to kill people. He kills the highest target and takes it to the highest bidder. Whoever pays him the most, he gets paid for that hit. Deathstroke has been killing for decades. And he never once told her. They have a son together. He never once told her. Why wouldn't you tell? This is your wife. You're supposed to tell her everything, right? Never once told her. So this son Joseph gets kidnapped by this guy named Jackal. Now he's the leader of a cult group called the Hive. Yo, I thought this dude was a spaz. I thought he was trash. Because later on in the film, the way that freaking Slade Wilson takes him out, I'm like, yo, this dude is soft. He's corny. He's not the big bad. But he uses his mind instead of his physique. He uses his brain instead of brawn to play mind tricks with Deathstroke and hits him on an emotional level. Deathstroke is out on a mission, on a special ops mission. His wife thinks he's on a business trip. Here comes Jackal. Deathstroke calls his family, says goodnight to his son. Now, Addie puts his son, Joseph, their son, to bed. And all of a sudden, she reads him a bedtime story. He goes to sleep. All of a sudden, she comes out the room. And here comes the Jackal, yoking her up by the throat, slamming her against the wall, says, I want your son. Because I know what special abilities he has. This guy, Jackal, has done research on this family for years. He wants Deathstroke to come work with him. What better way than kidnap his son? Manhandles Addie. But Addie's not going down without a fight. She do whatever it takes to protect her son. This dude, Jackal, breaks every bone in her legs. Fucks her up so bad. And then takes the son, Joseph, and puts him into his Hive prison. And Deathstroke comes home and finds that the whole house is messed up. She's there in the bedroom, smacking the shit out of Slade Wilson because, like, yo, you didn't tell me that, you were Deathstroke? Why do I have to find out from this villain? Why do I have to find out from this guy who kidnapped our son? Do whatever you got to do. For heaven's sake, if you don't get back our son, God have mercy on you for what I'll do to you. And over the years, you know what I'm saying, she gets stronger because she centered her whole life. She centered her whole marriage on not fighting. My center is not to be a fighter anymore. My center is to be a perfect mom and a perfect wife. So when she got attacked by Jackal, she wasn't in her right state of mind as well as fighting and combating. You feel me? She was all about, yo, I need to protect my son, so I'm going to fight him, but I'm still not strong enough. So all she does when Deathstroke fails at trying to get his son the first time, he failed because he did save his son, but his throat got cut in the process. Probably cut out his voice box. Cut out, it probably missed the arteries, but it was a tragic injury. Deathstroke took out all of the henchmen of Jackal in the Hive, took out Jackal himself, rescued Joseph, but the guy had a knife to, Joseph's throat already. So because of the fact that the wife is in the hospital looking at her son trying to heal up from a severe injury, he could no longer talk. Whenever he was able to talk, when his father used to call to read the bedtime stories about knights and dragons, now he can no longer talk. So now Addie, she devotes herself, she dedicates herself to training harder than ever to be this badass assassin. Goes behind Deathstroke's back. He thinks it's a conspiracy. Goes behind Deathstroke's back and teams up with Wintergreen to have the special, gadgets to focus on her training and be as strong as she can so that, her son will never be put in a predicament like that ever again. And the gore, squad, the gore in this film, it is crazy. How Deathstroke infiltrates the Hive and how he takes out his henchmen, cutting them up into meat pieces. These meat bags are getting sliced up like pizzas. Bro, the gore is insane, man. The fighting is insane. They have Lady Shiva in this, and she looks badass. And now we come to the part where Deathstroke finds out he has a daughter named Rose. She's the queen of the Hive. She's the Hive queen. Her name is Rose. She has blonde hair just like Slade, gray hair just like Slade, but she's young. She's young, beautiful, everything like that. And like I said, in the DC universe, that TV show Titans, they had Rose in the show as Slade Wilson's daughter. She had the eye patch and everything. But she didn't have powers like in this movie. Yo, Rose was badass. And her story, how she had to become stronger, how she had to survive when her mother got hit by a car. And the Jackal is her play father. He took her under her wing, trained her to become a badass queen that she is. Yo, it all connects how that she gets to reunite herself with her brother Joseph, makes him Jericho. Talk about he's going to be the one that's going to break down the walls of the government. We're going to take over kings, queens, presidents, prime ministers, and that's how we're going to rule the world. We're not going to rule it with an iron fist and dictatorship. We're going to have those kings of their countries do it for us. We don't have to break a sweat. Yo, and Jericho, he has powers too. Jericho, or Joseph, aka Joseph, he's a telepath. Ever since his throat got cut, his powers didn't develop until later. He could tell anybody what to do and they would do it. Like one henchman, he told a woman to take the gun and shoot the guy. All of a sudden, Rose is like, nah, we don't want to do that. The High Queen's like, nah, I don't want you to do that. Let's have some fun. So Jericho takes it upon himself and let them go hand-to-hand combat and beat each other to a pulp. You see one henchman punch the woman in the face and he's just on top of her blowing them blows. Now, I don't believe a man should hit a woman, but dog, that was gruesome. And then Rose told him, you need to calm down. You need to calm. You need to stop. Stop, Jericho, stop. He finally stops because he finally heard her voice. But there's a voice in his head where it taps into his powers and he just unleashes. You see his eyes go red. From him going from blue to controlling the situation, it goes berserker red. Yo, these dudes strong. So Deathstroke failed attempt the first time to save his son. His son gets captured again because the mom, Addie, decides to take his son and put him into a boarding school in Switzerland somewhere. That was the wrong mistake because she can't protect her son all the way over there. But she has to get herself ready for combat, ready for battle. So she can't have no distractions. She can't be a mom. He gets kidnapped by the Hive all the way at that school, that boarding school. And that's how Rose, the Hive Queen, takes a hold of him. And she convinces him, yo, I love you. I'm not going to abandon you like your mother and father did. He's my father too. But I'm not going to abandon you. All we have is just each other. And that tugs on emotional strings between Slade Wilson and Joseph. And also his daughter Rose. Because he just found out he has a daughter. He didn't even know. It is crazy. Now we come to the end of the actual movie where Hive, Jackal finally reveals himself. His ultimate plan was to finally get Jericho and Rose to come together. We're going to go unleash hell on this country. We're going to unleash hell on the world. Let's go. This is our time. I've left you this long. Now let's get back into the fight. It was just so good. It was so good to see Slade Wilson take out Jackal once again and reconnect with his family. Such a great film. This film is underrated, Knights and Dragons. Now I know why, because at the end, yo, Deathstroke, look, he got killed. Bullets is going through him, and he gets thrown into the freaking ocean by Lady Shiva, pushes him off the edge. We thought he died, saving his family, because his family go Rose, Addie, Joseph. They all become a family, and they all think that Slade died, saving his children. All we see is him washed up on the shore, bullet holes in him, gets healed up from the mirror crew. That's what I think that he was injected with from the TV show Arrow. Now we're in a new animated film 2020. He gets dosed up with that mirror crew. He gets healed up with his wounds. And all you see is just his eye open. And in the background, they talk about how a knight has to become a solo rider. Has to be able to live on and defend and be the hero. All we see is Slade will open his eyes up, so he's not dead. And we knew all along he wasn't dead. But his wife, Addie, Adeline, Kane Wilson, Joseph, and Rose think that he's dead. Rose finally decides to stay with Adeline and Joseph because she was going to leave again. They're going to become a family. They don't know that he's alive. Slade is probably going to reunite with his family. So, all right, squad, I wanted to give you all my full review of this film and tell you what my thoughts was. I thought it was fantastic. Like I said, it hit every beat From the action to the gore to the bloodiness to the cursing to the rated R in its truest form. Because Warner Brothers Animation is known for doing their freaking gore with the blood, with the killing. I love it. That was great. The emotion was great. How he gets to be reunited with his kids. He didn't know he had a daughter. His mission is all about saving his son, trying to be a better husband to freaking Adeline for how he treated her. He's trying to make amends for all the years that he lied to her and everything. Bro, it hit on every beat. Y'all, if y'all don't have nothing to watch, go and watch this because it was fantastic. I give this movie 9 out of 10 bruhs. Fantastic. And I say bruh with a capital B. Go watch this film. If you into animation, if you into DC comics, you need to go watch this. If you love Deathstroke, which I do, I think besides him and Deadshot and Deadpool, Deathstroke is probably my favorite villain in DC. I'm not a Lex Luger fan. I'm a Joker fan as far as when it comes to Batman. You already know. But Deathstroke, I think, is the only person who can go hand to hand, wit for wit. I'm talking about fight technique with Batman. Bane broke Batman's back in the comic books. We all get that. We all know that. We've seen it in Dark Knight Rises. But Deathstroke is the only one that I know who could, if he wanted to, he can kill Batman. And Batman cannot be touched. You will not see that man die because Batman knows his villain's weaknesses before they even act upon it. Batman is that true detective. He is. World's greatest detective. Hello. We never seen his detective skills in a live action film. I'm hoping this new Batman that's coming out. I hope we get to see those detective skills. But y'all need to go see Deathstroke. That's all I want to say. It's a fantastic film. I want to give y'all a review for it. Go watch this movie. All right, squad. Y'all already know what to do. Follow me, my handle below at Geek Samurai TV over there on Twitter. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.